When you're on that motorcycle, you're not thinking about what's in your bank account, what do you have to do tomorrow. It's just you right there and then, enjoying the moment.
911, what is your emergency?
Yeah, a motorcycle hit a car.
CHP, we need an ambulance for a motorcycle accident.
The motorcyclist had landed on top of the trailer, striking the leading edge of the trailer.
The motorcycle, the wheel blew out.
And there's 2 people injured?
We didn't even know where this motorcyclist was for the first 15 minutes. We couldn't find him until a passerby told us that they could see his fingertips and blood running down the side of the trailer.
Where is the motorcycle?
We pulled it off. The bike landed on his leg.
It was then that we discovered he was laying on top of the big rig trailer, dead.
We got 2 motorcycles down and possibly 2 injuries.
He was going so fast that he ended up going into the right lane and sideswiping another vehicle, ended up on the ground.
Car just hit a motorcycle. The gentleman is just on the bridge and he's down.
Other vehicles ended up running him over.
There's 3 motorcycle riders that were hit. I don't see them moving.
The motorcyclist had lost control, slid off of his bike underneath a oncoming passenger vehicle.
The bike and both occupants of the motorcycle are underneath the truck,
which essentially cut him in half.
I got my bike a few months before Jeff did. He had a Camaro and he rode my bike one night and he just creeped it down the road about 20 miles an hour, and it was actually pretty funny. But after that he had to get one. Traded in his car, went and got a bike.
Excited and scared at the same time. I mean, you just can't mix those 2 emotions any more than when he first got on that bike and watched him ride away on it.
He had the same kind of bike as me, only a year newer.
I did not want him having a motorcycle. I didn't think he had the experience for riding one, especially with the speed of the one that he wanted, and so no, I didn't think he was ready for a motorcycle. But I dragged my feet with a lot of things for him as a mom.
Coming back down Highway 99, they decided they were going to ride fast and hurry back.
We got into the middle lane and we were talking to each other, doing sign language, talking back and forth, and he takes off. Because me and him are very competitive.
Chris went to the left, Jeff went to the right.
Jeff didn't compensate enough to go around him.
The van didn't see Jeffrey and clipped Jeff.
And I saw him hit the van, and he hit it pretty fast because it dented the van, broke the tail light, and he hit it with his body, so he was moving pretty good.
And I guess he struck a sign.
And the speed sign's here. The bike clipped the side of the speed sign, ended over here, and his body went right into it.
He said he got over, threw his bike down, and ran back to Jeff and held him. Larry got the phone call from Chris saying that there had been an accident, and I was at work and he called me.
It was a panicked voice. Stated where he was going, to meet him at the hospital. Sounded like Jeff was hurt seriously, but yeah, Jeff was okay.
When I got the call, my mom over-exaggerates a lot, so at first it was like, okay, Mom, I'll be there, and I just went and told my boss, and then it kind of started to hit me like, well, what is going on? And I kind of started shaking, and my boss wouldn't let me leave on my own, so they actually had to drive me to my apartment to pick up my boyfriend so he can drive me to the hospital. And I just remember in the car he kept telling me, you know how your mom is, just you need to be the calm one, he's fine, don't go in there hysterical, everything's okay.
As a motorcyclist, you need to assume that people aren't going to see you. You need to take extra care. Make sure that before you pass that vehicle, they understand that you're coming.
I was told when I first started riding that you get on the bike every day as if it's your first time riding.
The biggest thing is paying attention to what's going on around you, because typically they're not paying attention to us.
Because you don't just have to ride for yourself, you have to ride for everybody around you and be ready for that vehicle that's going to change lanes into you.
Anybody can get on a motorcycle and ride it. It's not that difficult, but knowing what to do in a given situation is very important.
I think that they need to keep their mind clear, be free of alcohol and drugs, and really think about what they're doing when they're riding a motorcycle.
I'm 54 years old now and rode for 38 years rather successfully without a ticket or accidents until just recently, about 10 months ago. It was 9:30 at night and I had played a great evening of tennis, had my rackets on my back, riding my sport bike. It was just a nice bike ride that night, and I came off the freeway and moved into traffic, and there was a young person that wasn't paying attention, and they caused a terrible accident.
Usually a car that doesn't see you. You're driving perfectly fine in your lane and a car cuts in front of you or makes a U-turn in front of you. It's a lot of different things that you have to be aware. You have to always be looking for other vehicles.
I know it gets people crazy when you say, hey, you need to obey the laws. But if motorcycle riders and automobile drivers could help each other by just simple things like turning on their turn signal to make sure that people know where they're going, where they intend to be.
My advice to new riders is the same regardless of age, because the criteria is always the same. It's got to be safety.
I had probably about a half second of knowledge that she was in front of me. I grabbed both brakes as hard as I could. The bike started to go up on its nose, and I got sandwiched between the bike and her car. And when you look at a person in a wheelchair, a lot of people just think that person can't walk. And that's what I used to think. 54 years old and I didn't know any better. But you don't realize that when you're paralyzed from the belt down, that everything below the belt is paralyzed, that there is no more sexual function.
I ride both on duty and off duty, and I know the temptation to go fast, but you just have to curb that temptation. There are other places to ride your motorcycle fast. Take it to the track. Take it to a course where you can do it safely and under the supervision of a professional.
For the kids out there, riders who think they're invincible, they think they can go all out with this, you can't. You end up getting hurt, say you lose an arm, a leg, you become paraplegic, you lose your legs. It's a different lifestyle. It changes your whole lifestyle. You might think you're tough, but no one out here is invincible.
If you're out on the road and you see a group of motorcyclists doing stunts, driving erratically and recklessly, I would encourage you to call 911, just as you would for a drunk driver. We're all in this together. We're a community, and we need to take care of each other.
I know others that are quadriplegics and people that did not make it. I'm not ever going to say that people ought not ride motorcycles. I did for 38 years, and I enjoyed a lot of riding. If I could take that back, if I could give up the 38 years of feeling good on a motorcycle and enjoying that time to have my legs back, would I? I don't know. I enjoyed that time, and I'm not against motorcycles. But I would wish that people would be more careful.
I really don't think that the drivers of automobiles are out to get motorcyclists. The problem is they don't see them.
I rode with Dave for 3 days, and I got off the back of the bike and decided I'm riding my own.
I think any new rider, male, female, young, old, should take a rider safety course and just learn the basic fundamentals of safety on a motorcycle.
Even though people say it's for people who don't know how to ride at all, they teach you fundamental things that help you throughout your riding day.
It's important to always wear your safety equipment, starting with the helmet, which is mandated by law.
A nice heavy jacket, thick pants, make sure I'm wearing some sturdy boots, something that'll go over my ankle.
I would discourage riding in the rain because you're only on 2 wheels. You hit a slick spot, depending on the roadway, just the crosswalk alone becomes very slippery, manhole covers, just different metal covers and paint. You got to be aware of the inclement weather.
It's not a good idea to go out on a machine that isn't going to work properly. So I'll make sure I'll give it the once-over.
75–80% of your braking comes from the front brake. And a lot of people are afraid to grab a hold of that front brake, and they go to rear brake, which won't stop the motorcycle in a panic situation.
Don't be too lazy to turn your head, or don't be too lazy to look over your shoulders to see what's going on around you. Keep your head on a swivel. You don't want to ride in people's blind spots.
I was just in total shock. I was just saying, Jeff, I'm here, buddy, I'm here. And I didn't want to move him, just in case, his neck was broken or something. just in case his neck was broken. So I just kind of like let him know I was there, and off-duty firefighter came, also an off-duty nurse. I helped roll him over and supported his head. I looked down into my hand, and I had blood on my hand from his head. He didn't have a helmet on. It had fallen off. When he hit the ground, it cracked and fell off.
The evidence tag from the highway patrol.
You didn't want to see a doctor. You didn't want to see them dim the lights that you're in the room. You know, all the things that you've seen a million times on TV, you just kind of were playing out in your head what was going on.
You can see where he hit the back of his head. It cracked open. I just remember I just kept holding his hand, and then I'd go through, like, I guess 1 minute being able to handle it and the next minute kind of losing control.
You know, they put you in this room, they don't tell you anything. All the family came out. 30 minutes later, they come in and tell you that he doesn't survive. It's over with.
And then I think I finally lost it, and I just kept telling my mom, he needs a blanket, he's getting cold.
They came in and said he was gone.
We have an accident, a motorcycle and a truck. It looks like there's 2 people underneath that are dead.
911, what is your emergency?
The motorcycle is down.
Anybody need an ambulance?
He's up and about, but he has facial lacerations.
Is your car involved at all?
Yes.
So it's a motorcycle and a car?
Yeah, a motorcycle hit a car.
CHP, we need an ambulance for a motorcycle accident. 911, what is your emergency? There's an accident on the 101 on